Hey guys, sitting out here on the porch this morning drinking some coffee. It's kind of cool out. Last week we had upper 80 degrees days and 50, 60 degree nights. And then Friday came and it turned wet. We got a little storm. Temperature dropped probably, I think when I went to work Friday at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, it was 47 degrees. And I'm going to tell you what I was taught when I was a kid by my grandparents, my grandma. At the time she passed away, I think she was 72. And she had been gardening for approximately 68 years. Said when she was 4 years old and she could wrap her hands around a hoe, she was put to the garden to work. And she had a lot of knowledge. Usually my grandmother, she never had a bad garden that I seen. I'm sure at one time, while she was learning, she probably did. But when everybody else's gardens were, they was replanting because they put their stuff out too early, she had stuff up. I just don't know how she done so good. She was an expert, a master gardener in the true sense of the word. And she'd learned it from experience. But anyhow, what the video's about is in the spring, after it starts warming up, spring's arrived, you're going to have little cold spells. Well, she always called those winters. You're going to have a dogwood winter, and a redbud and blackberry, and the sarvisberry. And I think the sarvisberry and the dogwood, they come in about the same time. But what happens is, as you can see, let's see if I can get this, zoom this in so you can see it good. See that dogwood that's bloomed out? That usually comes around Easter weekend. A few days before, a few days after. It was kind of late this year. I don't really know why. But when that comes in, you're going to have 2 to 3 days, 4 days of cool or cold weather, wet weather. Mark it down. It's going to happen. And then after dogwood, I'm on my porch. Let me whip around here and show you. There's the redbud. Now this came in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere around that time. And that's 2 of them. And the sarvisberry, I'm really not sure what it looks like. But I was always told, they come in about the same time. Well, you got one more left, and that's the blackberries. And I've got some blackberry vines, and they're not quite ready to bloom out yet. But they usually come in around the 1st of May in this area. I don't know about your area, but if you've got these plants, those are good indicators to know when it's possible that you're going to have a frost. And this is just hillbilly knowledge. My grandmother, she always used the almanac to plant by. Like I said, I wish, she was just a real good gardener. Her and my grandpa both. They was just good farmers. And I wished when I was younger that I had the desire to learn this stuff, which I didn't. I wanted to play baseball or football or hunt or fish, and that was it. And if I'd kind of listened to them a little bit more, I'd probably been a little bit better gardener than what I am. But I just thought I'd throw that out there because everybody's wondering when to plant, when not to plant. This kind of might help you. I don't know if it will or not. This is what I go by. I didn't want to put my potatoes out so soon that they would go ahead and sprout through the ground. And the tops will be all pretty and green, and a frost will come through and kill them. It stunts your potatoes. I mean, they'll come back out of it if it don't happen real late in the season. But my thinking is I pull the sprouts off mine before I plant them. That way it's going to take them longer to sprout through the top of the ground and gives a less likely chance of the green leafy part to get frosted and dying. And you know, it's just a few tips. I always put my lettuce and onion stuff out early because frost doesn't affect it. Cabbage, stuff like that, it really doesn't bother it. You can see we had a little small frost. Let me whip around here. We had a little frost yesterday morning when I got up. You can see it never affected the roses or all these plants that's coming up. But I just thought I'd show that. Hope it helps. Any comments, questions, just let me know. Thanks.